today. From U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, it's Week 3 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings taking on Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks.
A very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. It can certainly get loud inside this building, and just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club. And losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Taken at the goal line. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Seattle's offense ready to go here for the first time, and leading them is the 7-time Pro Bowler. In his 10th year now in the NFL, Russell Wilson.
And the guys on the other side of the ball know they'll have to be on their toes. And it's obviously not just the passing, but the running element that makes him dangerous. He ran for over 100 yards in that game last week, so keeping him contained will be a big emphasis for this defense.
On first down, Wilson. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. A big play there on the first play of the game.
We know play callers can be very creative in this game today, but sometimes when they've got receivers with speed like this, they don't need to design incredibly complex calls. Sometimes it's just get the ball in his hands and let him do his thing. In a sense, less can become more, and it was right there.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now it's Wilson. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. He was locked in. 2 trips to the end zone, Charles, over 100 yards receiving.
How about the combination of route running, confidence going downfield, and the ability to go up and get the football? You're exactly right. It was hard for them to stop him.
Hard running at the 15 and taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. And after his performance last week, everybody saw it. Unbelievable. You can expect a heavy dose of him again, I think.
Without a doubt. I mean, why wouldn't you? Because once you establish yourself that way, it's not just him, okay? It's his offensive line. It's the tight end, it's your wide receivers, everyone now sharing in the load and sharing in the belief that if they do their job, they'll see another performance just like they saw the week before.
And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. And a long-time Cardinal Patrick Peterson up to make the tackle.
I like the call. Inside the red zone, running the toss. Why? They want to get to the edges. They want to see if guys who don't normally make a lot of tackles are willing to actually do that. That usually means the guys at the cornerback position.
Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
From the shotgun, Wilson. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Russell Wilson with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Seahawks take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Well, these guys scored touchdown after touchdown in that win a week ago. So how do they come out this week? Same way. They've got that momentum going, a touchdown on the opening drive.
I think it's safe to say that they're in a groove, isn't it? I mean, a lot of times we've seen where teams have scored a ton of points the week before. The very next week struggle to score almost as if they used it all up. Not in this case. This group appears locked in.
We're going to have to make some adjustments if you're on the other side of that football. Extra point up and through by Myers. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The Minnesota offense ready to go to work here. The quarterback in his 10th season overall now, and 4th as a Viking, Kirk Cousins.
And one nice thing you can always say about Kirk Cousins is that he's consistent. Always puts up nice numbers each and every year. If there is a downside to his game, it's been the lack of playoff success. All in all, though, a formidable starting quarterback at a time in the league where it's tough to find your franchise guy.
Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain.
All right, guys, this is awkward. Apparently, I have been muted this entire time. My wonderful wife just called me, and I went to mute the microphone. Then thought, that's weird. It normally has to go click the other way. So, awkward. I'm not going to repeat everything I just said,
and 9 for
but
the 26.
I'm talking a lot. I'm very sorry about that, guys.
Now Cousins. Throw caught there by Osborne. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29
one thing I was
before he's
saying
out of bounds.
Like I said, I'm not going to
We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening
hoping
drive.
for the
Based
win,
on our time with them,
so that way
prior to this game,
Ryunn and I will be going into our game next week.
Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. And the Seahawks have recovered.
Both of us going into the next week
they were swarming
with
that time.
3-0.
It ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
The battle of the
And
West
don't you feel
Coast,
just a
Seattle
little bit of sympathy
versus
for him back there?
San
There's so
Francisco.
much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move around to find an open target. Sometimes you forget the number one thing, take care of the football.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. Working end zone, but it's incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Oh, come on,
pretty good little
David.
two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah,
Well,
now
the
maybe
other
bring in an
thing,
extra
by
defensive
the
back
way,
or two
everybody
because you want to try and
listening,
defend on third down.
today
They
is
like
my
to play those
birthday,
nickel or
and
sub
hello to my
packages,
viewer.
don't they?
So,
In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7.
a lot of pressure. No pressure, right?
Wilson.
They did the same thing.
And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
Still first down.
Now that's disappointing for the defense. They had the advantage, had excellent coverage all over the field, but they let him get away, scramble, and pick up a first down and inside the 5-yard line.
Inside zone split. Just try to push the ball over.
Carson will take this into the end zone for a Seahawks touchdown.
So I was saying earlier,
before
I
realized
realized
on the road right now. Touchdown, turnover, touchdown, and quickly trying to make it 14-0.
I always feel a little
mentioned it
awkward
already. On the
doing
road,
these live
to be able to
streams,
go
so-
into someone else's house and
Because I
establish a start like that,
what else
obviously
to
your
say?
confidence
I'm not-
rises in a big way.
I don't feel like I'm
and you're
that
putting some doubt
interesting
in
of
their
a
minds.
person to talk to. Oh, no. Oh, stay in,
Myers
baby.
connects on the PAT, and it's now 14-0. A drive there of just 4 plays, and it was all capped off by the Chris Carson touchdown run.
This is a very intense first quarter.
Set now to kick this one
Touchdown
away, and
in 5
off it
minutes.
goes. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions,
Go
but some
with-
are worse than others.
think they're
So
gonna
you
try
can
and
have an empty
pass. I'm gonna go
possession,
cover
punt the
from this
ball
guy.
away, get yourself set to play defense. But when
And
you turn
I know
it
I am
over,
still on
it
the
changes
coach's
momentum,
suggestions.
and when they
I
take
totally
it
should
downfield and
go
punch it
to
in on you, that's a
actually
bad
figuring it
possession
out
all
the
way
rest of the
around.
game.
You're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise it's going to be a long day for you.
And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Blitz.
Second and
Though
6,
I think I
just
just saw that
inside the
this
30.
allows, on average, I've allowed
Off the
about
play
12
fake,
yards.
Cousins. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And they get him
Good on
down,
them,
but
you
not
know?
before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So, Charles, defensively here, you're going up against a veteran quarterback. He's got a lot of know-how, a ton of savvy, but a guy who's not the most mobile of quarterbacks. What's the plan of attack?
You spend all week pumping up your defensive front. Your defensive tackles, your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys who go after the quarterback the most, because you know that he's not going to run and beat you consistently throughout the game. You can rush more aggressively off the edge and even up the middle, because even if he evades you, he's not going to go very far. You have a lot more confidence going after him in the pocket. Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4
Whatever
after
that
that
ended up being.
incompletion on 2nd down.
Because I forgot that
Working out of the gun, Cousins. That one complete to D.D. Westbrook. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45.
we need to actually call play
We've
this
seen
time.
quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team, because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers,
you,
go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Big play that time through the air. 30 yards.
And this offense needed something to try and seize the momentum a little bit, and that might have been exactly what they needed. Now they have a chance to go downfield and score and cut into the lead.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit, and find our way back into this game.
And the Vikings are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
And Viking fans always remember that Kyle Rudolph held down the tight end position for the better part of a decade. But Irv Smith was drafted in the 2nd round in 2019 as his
touchdown, Vikings! D.D. Westbrook, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings have made this now a 1-score game. Nick Folk for the point after. And that one makes it 14-7. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota.
That's how we're going to play this?
This taken in at the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So here are the Seahawks ready to take over on offense. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10.
Tight end.
Here's Wilson to throw. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Actually, almost feels like anything you can do, we're going to try and match or do better. We've already seen one touchdown pass from the opposition. They tried to equal it on that throw.
To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson, he's going to let it go again. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And the Vikings are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. This offense thankful, I'm sure, to have the football back, but also, Charles, after a long drive of their own, they've got to be a little weary.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and what you have to do to combat it, try and get fresh legs in where you can, especially to skill positions. And then for the offensive line, instead of attacking, maybe slow the tempo down a little bit, let them catch their breath.
And space opens a bit as he gets it across the 15 to the 17-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And Cook was fighting for it, but I don't think he got there. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
I probably would have just gone for it.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away.
Please don't do it against me.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
Okay, guys.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now. 1st and 10, right at the 30. Back to throw. Wilson. And a dangerous throw there. Incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted. So he's 3 for 7 throwing the football right now. Not an awful start, but also not the sharpest of starts.
No, I would agree with that. But if you're a confident quarterback and to play that position you have to be, you just act like there's something wrong with the wind currents or something wrong with the ball. It is not you. Keep throwing. That timing usually develops.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
We'll go Concept Texas English. Because I don't think I've actually ever played that
From midfield now, here's Wilson.
one before.
That's complete. It's Carson out of the backfield. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back.
I'm very sorry to hear that they had an injured player. It's not my goal. I don't intend to purposely injure their players. unlike the Raiders.
Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. Give him a
Wilson.
couple on the scramble. It's second down.
There's so much more room there, Wilson.
Why'd you go but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
2nd and 8. They'll try the left side. Carson, and he'll be dropped at the 23 after a pickup of about 4.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels. They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
Wilson and the offense not coming off the field. They're going for it on 4th. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And he comes back with one complete. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line.
All right, that one I'm going to go with the halfbacks stretch.
They'll try the left side. Carson, and they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense, I think, in the future. If you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double-team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
And the Seahawks are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
And coming into this ball game, this was an offense that wasn't just talking about the notion of ball control. They were preaching it. They want to win the time of possession battle, and they've done so here. This drive's taken up quite a bit of the first quarter. Now they are set up 1st and goal.
Now it's Wilson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
They'll try to run with Carson, and he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Chris Carson with his 2nd touchdown of this opening quarter. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get them over the goal line.
Extra point up and through by Myers, and it's now 21-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
Panthers 31-9.
And you see Dalvin Cook and the offense heading back out. And no doubt he's come out of the gate strong. Only in week 3, and you see the numbers thus far.
And we always talk about identity, setting a tone, you know, getting the groundwork laid for the season or for a game. And that's what they've done with the running game so far. It reminds me of when I first went to the University of Tennessee.
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Aldon Smith, the former number 7 pick, gets the sack.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
And he'll get nothing there. Stopped right at the line as that will wind us down to the end of this first quarter of play. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football as they've got it with a 3rd down and long coming up. To throw, Cousins. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his his own 6-yard line. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards.
These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
Here's Britton Colquitt now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. Returnable for Lockett. Oh, the spin. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
The danger of a punt that good, a 16-yard return.
And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field.
I mean, what if I just go with that run play? I want to give him more. Yeah, just
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a first carry for their fullback. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
Good solid gain on first down, about what you'd expect from the big guy carrying the ball.
And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
And that's why that position was created. Big, powerful, strong guy who can carry the ball and plow forward. That's exactly why you have him on the field.
On 3rd down.
Get over the line. Get over the line. Yeah, get over the line.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have.
41 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground.
2nd down and 3.
They'll toss it out to Carson. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Now a toss play. It's Carson. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
On 2nd down now, it's Carson. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st.
He was hoping to get to the edge, but they did a really nice job of forcing him back inside. That's excellent fundamental defensive football. Don't let them outside where they can really shred your defense.
And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the 1st down as he's tackled at the 2.
I'm doing
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that 1st. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Nick Ballore His first touchdown here of the new campaign. Here the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further.
Touchdown.
And boy, that was a heavy set. I think they had 3 tight ends out there. The fullback, you knew what they were going to do.
Yeah, they weren't trying to fool anybody at all, were they? There was none of this show you heavy set, bootleg it out. Nah. Big guys up front, hand it to the big guy in the backfield.
Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
It's all right, man. It happens to everybody. I just couldn't perform today.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Just his 2nd incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. The Vikings on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Cousins. Got an open man finding Jefferson. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Took control of the
When you struggle on offense, you're looking
ran him
for
the wrong way back.
anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Cook. Now Cook hit and he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
1st and 10 and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. This is Carson. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 59 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this 1st half.
Now this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
We just do the exact same play again.
Carson, the 1st down and more. And he's going to get it down to the 14-yard line.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that they don't start to slow him down. It's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because
just like nobody would expect me to do the exact same thing.
Coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Now it's Carson. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back 1st downs. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Here's Carson. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 1st downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends.
Flip the ball.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown.
Great job.
Chris Carson. on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Seahawks are able to add on to their first-half lead. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over
if it
your
ain't
best
broke.
blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And the route is on here in this first half. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Dalvin Cook taking the field for the Vikings' next possession. He's had a good chunk of carries. Problem is for very little success. I don't want to put it all on his shoulders, but that's a big reason they're losing right now.
Have to be very careful that he doesn't start pointing fingers. Offensive line obviously trying. The defense is doing a nice job against him today. When it's all said and done, it's all about the guy in the mirror. He has to get it done better going forward.
See if he can look and do some soul searching now. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now Cousins. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5.
Oh!
Jay Collier. He's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down.
Close.
Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. Out comes Chris Carson in the Seattle offense. And I think he'll like this little montage. He's hit pay dirt 3 times.
This feels like good scouting and preparation throughout the week. It's turned into excellent execution. I mean, the job that they've done up front, creating the spaces for him, and of course, his nose for the end zone, it's a terrific combination.
Now he's looking maybe for a 4th touchdown run.
And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now.
That is the first time that they've targeted him that he has not come down with a catch.
He's caught everything that's been thrown his way, a dominant pass receiver that can break down any defense, because when he's doing that kind of work, it really hurts you on the back end.
And even though it's an incompletion there, I think they're going back to that well.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got him the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
Now Wilson on 1st down. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that is incomplete.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays. And you don't get many opportunities to dial them up. And they just did. And they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. And he'll give it here to his running back. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. It's a gain of 5, and now the question, will the offense stay out there on 4th and 1?
You know, we might start getting some props here in the booth. You know, that one that says the D and then the fence that you put up next to it? How about that? They brought out the jumbo package and still couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage enough to pick up that 1st down.
Impressive. They were ready defensively for that jumbo set. They run for it with Carson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
It's nice to know that I can rely on.
I love those plays. 4th and 1. That's who wants it more this time, the offense.
Yeah, there's a lot of hooting and hollering
Shotgun.
in there, right? A lot of contact and a lot of collisions as they try and find some space. Who's going to drop their hips, gain leverage, and move the other side backwards? We saw it there for the offense getting it done.
And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Wilson. Quick throw, and that's Eskridge on the slant. And the Seahawks are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Let's stick with what we know.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. They go back to Carson here on 2nd. And he will not be denied. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Chris Carson on his way to a historic performance. 4 first-half touchdowns. And this Seahawks offense continues to pour it on. Now Myers for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. A 10-play drive that time. And it was all capped off by the Chris Carson touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Takes it at the 7. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Adam Thielen and the rest of the Vikings offense, they get set for their next possession. A chance maybe here for them to get him more involved. They're down here on the scoreboard, and he's been very quiet.
And the silence has been deafening for his team. They don't need that at all. They need fireworks. They need explosive plays. They need him touching the football in any way possible. Maybe you go to some jet sweeps. Anything to get him going.
Yeah, something to get in the ball. We'll see if they can do it. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. From the 36, Cousins, middle of the field to Jefferson. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. First down, here's Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Cousins throw complete to his receiver, Thielen. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Foot fracture. Woo. I'm sorry, man. That sucks.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. So 5 plays on this drive, Charles. All passes, all completions. And just like that, they're in the red zone.
And don't you think the playbook opens up a little bit more now? Because all they've done is throw the football. If you want to run it now, you may very well have them fooled.
The Vikings going to use their third
They're
and
fighting
final timeout.
like they're going to win
as
this
they
game.
stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Again, it's Cousins. He's going to get this one down to Cook. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. So we've come upon halftime with the visiting Seahawks. They're out in front. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA
I think I'm winning by
halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Time to give you folks at home a look around the NFL on this first official weekend of fall. So let's get to it. We begin with a good one out in Southern California. Tampa Bay taking on the LA Rams. And it's the Buccaneers who are out in front. Tom Brady with a touchdown pass there. From there, let's head to the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, to check in on the Broncos. And it's the visiting Jets who have the lead in that one. The number 2 overall pick back in April, Zach Wilson, with 2 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's get out to Jacksonville. See what's happening with the Jaguars at TIAA Bank Field. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Arizona Cardinals. DJ Chark leading the way with 3 touchdown catches. In our game has been Russell Wilson, who was dynamic, as usual, in that first half. His guys are on the road to blow out City. They lead it big as we send you back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. Kirk Cousins and the Vikings offense back on the field. What can they do now, Charles, to make sure this highlight montage doesn't continue to show more pressure and pressure and pressure?
You feel like it always comes back to leverage, don't you? Who is going to win that battle of the offensive and defensive lines? Low man wins, we talk about that, but we think about it in a running game. Well, guess what? The same thing happens when you're trying to pass protect. Are you low? Are you balanced? Are you in a position where the pass rush won't bowl you over on their way back to the quarterback? They've got to reestablish that in order to try and keep their man upright.
Because they have been bowled over a lot so far in this one. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Again, it's Cook. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up. A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. Over the middle, complete. That's Cook. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Now it's Lockett. A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And last time out, another touchdown, and I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the 4th quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport.
That's
the road
true.
to be fairly clear
That is
by the time we have to leave the booth.
A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. Wilson after the play fake to Carson. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
3rd and 2, now Wilson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
Now that definitely hurts because the mindset is getting a 3 and out there, and they don't get it done. They give up the scramble and a pickup for a first down.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Throwing is Wilson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Charles, let's get a look at the draft class for this offense. Remember, no first-round picks this year. They traded it away. How much of a detriment is that?
Well, what they're hoping is the reason they traded away that first-round pick, that player won't be a detriment. He'll be an improvement for their team. And now as you get into the later rounds and the middle rounds of this draft, that's when your scouting comes to the front. You have to hit on those selections.
He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Quarterback
And he's going to lose yards.
that
They
hole
take him
wide
down at
open.
the 26.
I saw it coming too.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Now they'll throw it with Wilson.
That's taken in by Eskridge, complete.
They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they've put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
That pattern and scheme was well defensed on 3rd down. He tried to just sprint from one side of the field to the other, and they got it to him quickly. But no chance at yards after the catch there, and they stopped him short.
Yes, I see what they're doing. They know what I'm about to do.
They'll try and
They
run
can't
for
stop
it.
me. Nobody can stop
And
me.
he gets the 1st down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11.
Prior to that, they were 2 for 2 on 4th down conversions in this ball game. Now 3 for 3.
And you've got to figure their luck's got to run out at some point, doesn't it? I will just tell you from a defense's point of view, someone has to step forward on 4th down and make a play himself because they're just letting it happen to him right now.
And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. He'll pick up 7 there on the 1st down keeper.
3 yards remain for 2nd down.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
If they're going to get a 1st down out of this, they're going to have to earn it because there's been tough going on the interior there. And here we are on 3rd and 1. Be prepared. Brace yourself. Going to be some contact going on.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Russell Wilson. His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year.
And the Seahawks have taken a 6-touchdown lead.
The extra point now coming from Myers. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So that one a 13-play drive in total. And it was Russell Wilson finishing things off with a touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
And out now come the Vikings. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we...
And he loses the football a 2nd time. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
Oh,
And that one
no.
quickly went from a big play for the offense. I thought he may go the distance to a big play for the defense.
And how about the emotions for the defense on that play? It broke big. It was going to be an absolute disaster for them. And it turns out they end up with
Listen,
the
I
football.
didn't really want it,
I don't know
so,
that they're exactly celebrating. Definitely plenty of relief, though.
Let's just pitch it out. Get it far away from me. Don't pass it.
On first down, Carson. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Eric Kendricks in on the tackle. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And he'll get a couple here down to the 22.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Here's Wilson. And they'll get this down to the 10.
These type of plays are backbreakers for our defense. They thought they had him hemmed in, thought they were going to get him on the ground with the pass rush, but were unable to do so. He gets away, picks up a big first down, and sets up 1st and goal inside the 10.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Touchdown, Seahawks. Gerald Everett from 10 yards out. And the Seahawks capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6.
I know a lot of people look at these games and think, all right, this thing's done. Let's have some sportsmanship. Let's not try and score. You should never do that in the NFL. I've seen big leads blown, and teams that look like they had a victory, all of a sudden we're going home with a loss.
Pete Carroll in that familiar hands-on knees pose. His guys will go for 2 here. It'll be Carson. They run for it. And, boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more.
Well, this is something that Pete Carroll should be pretty well familiar with. Remember when he told Jim Harbaugh after losing a ball game and Harbaugh went for 2 late against him, hey, what's your deal? It's the same situation here. Now, I'd kick the extra point, but I am reminded that plenty of coaches feel like it's not their job to worry about the other team. It's their job to worry about their own team. You have to stop us.
And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line.
This is mostly just as a fear
Minnesota.
tactic to the rest of
and
the
they had the
people
fumble
playing
last time that
with us.
led to a touchdown.
Don't.
That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
They're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. From the gun, here's Cousins. He completes it to Westbrook.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
They'll run on first down. Cook. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
2nd down, they go right back to Cook.
Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. Cousins. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Carlos Dunlap, the Florida Gator, chopping his way to the quarterback.
Actually,
It's been a
Carlos
tough one all game long
Dunlap,
for
this is his
offensive
first
line.
game
They're
back
already
after he
down
got
big,
injured a few games
and now
back.
you know they're just going to come after the
I'm
quarterback
really
in a
happy
big
to
way,
see him
don't you?
back
They
and already
just can't
back
get
in
out of their
action.
own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. Here's Britton Colquitt now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. This is taken at the 23. That'll go as a 42-yard punt, but a net of 32. They had a 10-yard return, and out will come the offense as they take over. Russell Wilson now gears up to lead the offense again. He has been consistent, hasn't he? He played well in the first quarter, good second quarter, and now continuing that here in the 3rd.
And that's the word that they're always seeking from the guy taking the snaps, is consistency. taking care of the ball, making sure it gets to the right people, no errors, right? Not turning it over, and just doing all the right things. That's leadership, and it inspires confidence in a team.
Yeah, been a good leadership and a good distributor. On second down, it's Carson, and he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
130 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
On second down now, it's Carson. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
Some danger signs there.
Any team that runs the toss and runs it successfully, that means they win the battle on the edges. That means you seal the edge in order to let your back get to the corner. They got it done there for a very nice game.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good, soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
To throw is Wilson. That's complete to the tight end, Everett. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break.
Second and 8 coming up.
Now Wilson. He's got the first down inside the 10 and down to the 7-yard line.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third-quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he stopped immediately there. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
He gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. So with a 4th and goal looming, we hit the end of 3 quarters of play. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
I'm at the 1-yard line. I'm not going to just kick it. Worst case scenario.
I guess not content to get another 3 here late. They'll try to add 6 more as they go on 4th and goal. They'll try and run for it. And he didn't get there. Knocked backwards to the 2-yard line. They stop him up short on 4th and goal from the 1. And the Vikings, they come up big down near the goal line.
They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Working with a 2nd and 3.
Throwing, Cousins. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Cook. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. To throw on 2nd and 10. Cousins. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. The Vikings on 3rd down. Lacking much success. Just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. They'll throw again. Cousins. And that will be incomplete as well.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Here's Britton Colquitt now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. 35 yards that time on the punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Seahawks take back over. They're looking at a 3rd straight win here if they can hold on. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 44. He lets it fly for Lockett. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Harrison Smith. And the Vikings are going to get it back here just shy of the 20.
Oh, a terrific play there by Harrison Smith.
Now, you're probably thinking,
always get comfortable with going into a game, his smarts and his ability to be around the ball. He tied his career high with 5 interceptions last year. Another one goes to his total.
Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, so a lot of credit to the defensive game plan, and especially the execution.
9 yards, and that leaves them just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And that is incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row. There were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit. Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit, because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw, so maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 12 yards on back-to-back plays there, and that's another 1st down.
Back to a positive. I don't like the fact that it's a negative.
Now Wilson. And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's 2nd down. On 2nd and 10, Wilson. And this will go to Carson out wide. And he'll he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play.
Not you,
And
Carson.
after getting tackled, he's still down and looking very slow to get up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back.
Oh no, man. Oh man, you good. You good. You carried us through this game, man. You good. Don't sweat it. Penny. All right, Penny.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down.
Sure that's how it's done.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Penny. And he's going to get this one down inside the 15. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
I'm going to give you
Again, it's Penny. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there. Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. On 2nd down, here's Penny, and he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into...
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Rashad Penny, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead will swell by 1 more. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
21-28.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
A pass there complete to Westbrook, and he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Cousins to throw it. That's complete to his running back, Jefferson.
Yeah, I'm
This
pretty
one
sure I
stopped
just watched
about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. To throw is Cousins. Catch is made here by Irv Smith Jr. Touchdown, Vikings! Irv Smith Jr., 42 yards. And the Vikings get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Extra point up and good by Folk as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. A With the ball now going back over the Seattle Seahawks offense. And Charles, in a very one-sided affair, I think we've reached the point in the broadcast where you and I, we may have some filling to do, right?
Yeah, I think you're right about that because we got to try and keep people around. We don't want them to change the channel. Stay with us in this game. Is that Ben Ramsar? Are you hearing from Ben on the headset here? Tell us, stretch this thing out a little bit.
Get some talking points. Dig them all out.
That's what you get. A big-time producer. Keep them here.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now they'll run it again with Penny. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it with Penny. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
Let's see.
So far this season, this is an offense that's proved its ability to move the football.
Only
They're in the top 5 in the NFL
rushing
in picking up first downs, and they get the conversion here. And I think a lot of that is due to how they win on 1st and 2nd down, because that leaves them 3rd and short, 3rd and manageable. A lot easier to pick them up then, isn't it?
Wilson. Short throw to Disley. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
In today's NFL, we're accustomed to the tight end getting downfield and creating plays and wreaking a little havoc in the secondary. Not on this one, though. They diagnosed that one really well.
Tried the dump. He's got a man. Complete. Touchdown. Tyler Lockett. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks are closing in on a 3rd straight victory to start the campaign. Well, they just continue to roll. And, Charles, for you and I, we want the close games, but for them, it has to be so nice to enjoy this big cushion.
I can't remember the last time we saw them play this loose and have this much fun. I think they'd love to be able to capture this game, carry it with them from week to week, and be able to execute like this in all the rest of their games.
All right, let's get the ball way down there again.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Minnesota's offense takes over possession, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
The drive starts with a completion left side, and they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column, but as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
A first down throw for Cousins. To the right side and complete to Jefferson. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. From just shy of midfield, Cousins. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. And you could say that is just another cherry on top for this defense and that entire team. But really, this defense has sparked what's been an impressive effort here in this one.
And I noticed you used the word sparked, because you're not seeing that on the other side of the ball, are you? The offense right now, the spark has left their game, and it's been because of what you described, that defensive pressure.
It'll be a 41-yard punt, give them 5 on the return. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. The outcome of this one, well, we know who's going to win it. It's just all window dressing at this point. Got me thinking, what's the biggest blowout that you've been a part of as a player, broadcaster?
Well, I'm not going to go to the player part because when I think blowout...
Because you won every game as a player.
No. I think about being blown out. And no one wants to go back to those memories. But, when I was calling college football, I saw a game that, team put 70. I actually saw it happen twice. A team put 70 on their opponent. And in the NFL, in the 2017 season, I saw one of those changing of the guard games where a team that hadn't been very good before now is dominating and kicking around a team who have been ruling their division.
And that's when you earn your paycheck, right? As the analyst, you got to fill that time.
You've got to know what's going on out there and how it all happened.
Well, obviously, that begs the question, what game was it?
That was Seattle hosting Los Angeles, the Rams.
Yeah.
Their second meeting of the season, and the Rams turned it around from the first one and blew out the Seahawks.
They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Thought they might throw the football with a little chunk that they had remaining on 4th down, but they ran it, they got it.
And the reason they were able to get it done, he ran that play with conviction, didn't he? Understood he would get a little bit of help from his friends up front, but it was really on him to go ahead and make the power move and get it done, and that he did.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big connection on that one. 35 yards. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here 1st and 10. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Now it's looking incredibly likely to be a 3-0 start to this season. That is obviously excellent. 2-0 is one thing. 3-0, you really have some momentum.
And now they're serving notice to the rest of the league that they're a pretty darn good football team. Confident, aggressive, attacking at all times. This looks like a team that you're going to have to deal with. And guess what? Behind closed doors, they're trying to figure out ways to get better.
They'll try and run it up the middle. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more.
But I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on. But apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. And the Vikings now heading onto the field. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Cousins now to throw on 1st down. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. The throw over the middle, taken in. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. That's into the hands of Westbrook over the middle. And the Vikings are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taking them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts.
It's AI.
That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back
It's
after
fun
this.
to just ice them.
To the air again, it's Cousins. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. Not much there, only a yard. 2nd down and goal. Cousins toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. 3rd and goal for Cousins. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the Seahawks able to come up with a goal line stand. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Now Rashad Penny. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left.
I mean, the last play of the game, it's got to be a Hail Mary. We'll go with the shot save.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Oh, Wilson going to throw. Buying time to his left. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before
I just wanted to
he's
give him some
taken
rushing
down.
yards. And that's the game, ladies
Charles,
and gentlemen.
It's one thing to win. It's another thing to
No
win and
doubt
put
in
up
my
the amount of
mind that
points
I was
they
going
did.
to just
Boy, were they clicking on
annihilate.
offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points.
Which means
continually feeling like they're
the next
moving
time
the
you
ball
guys
and
see
things
me
are working and clicking,
and the Seahawks,
they think that they can bottle this
it's going to
and
be
carry it with them.
the big showdown of the West
You
Coast.
just don't think you can
Seattle
do anything
versus
wrong.
San
Whatever you call,
Francisco.
run, pass, it's all going to work.
Seahawks
That's called being
versus
in the zone.
49ers. BossFoss.
So for the Seahawks, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season.
All right.
And they'll get
You
another
guys have
road
a
test
wonderful
next week
day,
as they have to go to
weekend,
Santa Clara
night,
to take on
whatever
the
time
49ers.
you are watching this.
Meanwhile, for Minnesota,
I love
they'll
you.
fall to 1-2.
Goodbye.
And they'll try to make amends next week as they host the Cleveland Browns.